time is now 7 p.m. Tuesday, February 14th. I declare this meeting to order. I declare we have a quorum. Ms. Diazis will lead in the pledges, and Mr. Rector in the invocation. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Let us pray. Our Father and our Lord, we thank you for being our God and our Savior. We thank you for being the creator and the sustainer of life. We thank you for all good and perfect gifts you bless us with every day of our lives. We thank you for looking beyond our faults and supplying us with our everyday needs. We ask your continued blessings upon everyone here this evening. Now we pray that you will bless our superintendent and this board as we begin our meeting this evening. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. For the sake we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ms. Diazis and Mr. Rector. Next thing is public testimony. Do we have anybody sign up, Blaze?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Sammons, are you here? Oh. Again, I got a little statement I got to read you first, but if you can come up to the mic, please. If it's in board policy BED, the board would allow every person who wishes to address the board on the agenda item, to do so before the board consideration of the item. The board should not deliberate regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with notice of this meeting. This time for the board to stop, look, and listen to public comments. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board. And just give your name and your address, please.
Thank you, Mr. Melinex.
You're welcome.
I'm Crystal Sammons, and I'm 7th grade ELA teacher at AC Blunt. And since at least 2 of y'all, but maybe more, are part of the Education Foundation, and I know that pretty quickly we're going to get our brain pop money and all of that. And so my students made you thank you notes.
Oh.
So you have to get kind of close, and it's kind of like in a library. You'll have to turn sideways to read some of them. But so thank you.
Sweet.
And I don't really know what to do other than I'm leaving. But I'm really proud of my Panther people. And I'm really proud. These were all mine.
I know they were. Ms. Cook will make sure that gets to the appropriate Education Foundation and to present, because she's part of the Education Foundation
I
as
just
well.
didn't know where to go, and I figured.
Yeah, the best place to do it.
You guys are those.
And just for public knowledge, we started an Education Foundation this year. It's the first year we've been doing it, and they've already started giving us money to help our students out for different type of grants they give us for our teachers, and so. And I think you're one of the recipients of one of the grants,
Along
right?
with, I had 6 other people or 5 other people on my grant, but it's terribly exciting, and it's gonna do rocking things. Okay, well, these 2 won't ever fuss at me. But there may be some who fuss, but it's okay. It'll still help them, and we'll do good things.
Thank
All right,
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Nice comment.
Again, next thing is district recognition. Panther Employees of the Month. Ms. Cook?
All right.
Oh.
Yes, on that note, while they're getting ready, who's going to come up and help? The Education Foundation gave out over $23,000 in grant funds to teachers. I think it was 21 teachers, I believe, was the total that was in their classrooms that will, not to mention the number of students that this will help. So we're very thankful to them. So this is one of our favorite times of the night, or actually it's my very favorite time, is where we recognize our students and our employees and the great things that they're doing. So we want to start with our Panthers of the Month for February 2023. Yes. Yes. And I do want to say a special thank you to all of you coming this evening, since it is Valentine's evening. There's lots of activities going on. You could have chosen to be somewhere else, but thank you for being here so we could celebrate with you. Come on in. All right, we're going to begin first, and that may be one of ours just in time.
And Miss
Or
Miss
just
Miss
grand
Miss Butler from
entries.
the board will represent the board for giving out the presentation
Yes.
for the.
Thank you. All right, so our first Panther of the month has just arrived. Olivia Molina, if you will come over here to our celebration area.
Time.
Let's give her a hand. Let me tell you about Olivia. She is a second grade student at Falk Elementary. Olivia is a fabulous role model for her peers. Being polite is just who she is and how she treats others. Olivia always goes the extra mile when completing her work to make sure it is done to the best of her ability. During her free time, Olivia enjoys reading her AR chapter books and illustrating cards and pictures for her family and teachers. Congratulations, Olivia. Everybody get pictures? All right, our next Panther of the month is William McPhee. Come on up. William is a 5th grade student at Charlie Marshall Elementary. William brings a smile that lights up a room and wears it all day long, brightening others' days. He is respectful to teachers and students alike. He is willing to help out, loves academic challenges, and can be depended upon to get his work done without question. We are proud to have William as our Panther of the Month. Congratulations. Next, we have Ronan Maitland. Ronan is a 7th grade student at AC Blunt Middle School. He is a happy, joke-telling, and outstanding student to have in class. He always comes in with a smile and enthusiasm to learn something new. He is a reliable classmate that is helpful with his table mates and provides positive feedback on their projects. He has a strong sense of responsibility and character that makes him a great peer role model. Congratulations. Next up, we have Haley Gray. Haley is a senior at Aransas Pass High School. Haley is always pleasant and ready to help students and teachers and staff. She is a friendly young lady, always willing to work hard in class. But it is her citizenship that makes her stand out. She is an excellent example of the many caring students that we have at Aransas Pass High School. Congratulations. Next, we'd like to recognize our employees of the month. We're going to begin with Naomi Stevens. Ms. Stevens has 13 years of experience and a deep dedication to APISD. As an instructional coach and prior 2nd grade teacher for the district, she has the opportunity to support and guide other educators. She hopes to inspire other educators to maintain their passion and strong desire to make a difference for the better in APISD. Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Charlie Marshall Elementary is proud to recognize Rosemary Zamarano. Yeah, I was going to blow that up. Rosemary, come on up. She is the Employee of the Month for Charlie Marshall, and her love for her students is crystal clear. She is a communicator, a listener, and a team collaborator. She emphasizes with her students, and her patience is extraordinary. Her students love her classroom because of the high level of engagement and nurturing environment that they experience when they are with her. Congratulations. AC Blunt Employee of the Month is Pam Wright. Ms. Wright has worked as a special education paraprofessional for 2 years. Pam does an excellent job of providing inclusion support, but she also volunteers for many extracurricular activities and is one of the backbones of support for this campus. Thank you, Ms. Wright. Next, we have Mary Ellen Vela. Ms. Vela is a paraprofessional at Aransas Pass High School. Ms. Vela takes on many duties and students by herself without complaint. She is a vital part of student success. Thank you and congratulations. Our next recipient is unable to be here this evening, but let me tell you about her. Melanie Mize has been chosen as the District Admin Employee of the Month. Melanie serves as the secretary in the Special Programs Department. She keeps things moving smoothly and is always ready to assist even beyond her normal duties. Her willingness to go above and beyond in all she does is why she was chosen for this honor. Let's give her a round of applause. And our final recipient, but definitely not our least, is Mr. Arnold Cruz. He has been chosen as the Maintenance and Transportation Department Employee of the Month. Arnold is a very dedicated employee of APISD. We couldn't ask for a better employee. Arnold is a hard worker, and we are very grateful for all that he does. He will go beyond his work duties to help and to maintain a great working atmosphere. Thanks, Arnold, for all you do for APISD. So we're very excited to celebrate these students and staff members. These are the people that make APISD great. So thank you. But we have, if I can continue on with the next recognition, we have another large group of students this evening that we would like to recognize. We have our NJROTC that has qualified for state, and they are here with us this evening, and Commander Thrasher is going to come up and share with you the road to this success and what's next. So if you'll come up, and then we'll want to recognize these young men and young ladies.
Does this work? I'll still look in the classroom. Okay, I'm actually lieutenant. I think
Lieutenant, I'm sorry.
that's all right. I'll take the promotion.
Take the motion, take the pay, right?
Somebody
Take the
else.
pay.
Hey, you're commander to me. Go
I
for
take
it.
checks, cash. It's a great group of folks you see down front here, Aransas Pass, Fighting Panthers, NJROTC of Aransas Pass. Great kids. We qualified for the state finals this year. Last time we did that was 2018, I believe. Last year, so it's been a few years. And what this consists of basically is it's a year long, a full year of competitions around the state, which we attend. It's a grueling, they'll tell you, it's a grueling route, practices every day. We don't have a season for like 2.5 months like football, baseball, and all those. We go from, really from July, end of July till now. Practice goes all the way through. So we've been at it for quite a while. And it basically consists of academics. Every time we have a competition, it's an academic exam. There's athletics competition as well as military drill. Those three things and their overall military bearing and attention to detail of what comprise your final score. And out of the entire state, only 16 schools qualify for the state finals, and we're one of them. So we actually made that, so we're pretty happy. I would also add, not only did we qualify for the state finals in the drill, academics, and athletics, we also qualified for marksmanship earlier in the year. We're only one of 4 schools in the whole state to pull that off.
Wow.
With the limited resources we have. So this is an incredible bunch of people right here. And also, one other thing I'll add, we're the smallest school in the state with an ROTC program, and we're still pulling this off. So this is what these kids can do for you when they decide they're going to get something done. So I'm very proud of them, as we all should be, and I really appreciate everything you guys have done for us this year.
Thank you. Good luck.
We would like to take a picture, have a picture with you and with the board behind you up here. So if you'll go and stand in front of the board there, I'd like them to get behind you and let's take a picture
We have to
of
stand up.
you.
Good
Y'all
luck.
have like a drill.
exciting.
call.
Casey, lead him in a nice little chant up there. You got something? There we go. Do you see?
Did you get him? All right, now we got to hear the call. What's the
Yeah,
drum
let's
call?
hear it.
Come on.
Hoorah. Oh, you'll fix it. That's something they're not doing. Hoorah.
I was in the Marine Corps. I don't like the Navy, but you know, I notice here you got this many girls. You know, you get that many pissed off women over there, they're gonna be in trouble.
Something
you know?
done.
And I'm very proud of y'all. You're our tomorrow. You're our future. And I couldn't be more proud of anybody. I didn't expect to come here tonight. I was with Haley. I didn't expect to come here tonight to see this, but I'm proud of her. But I'm proud of y'all too. So you have a spot.
And again, the board's hats off to our cadets at all times because, again, you know, we're a 3A school, and I think we're the only one of the only 3A schools around the state that has an ROTC program. So we're fortunate to do that. And since it's been in existence, you know, just for public information, this makes it like the 14th time that we've actually qualified for state. They had a trend going for a while, 13 straight qualifications, which is almost unheard of in the state. And these guys put the effort in and time all the time to do that. It's a lot of commitment on their time after school and before school and weekends that they devote their time and doing things. And so, you know, our hats are off to you and good luck. So, you know, we're pulling for you. So.
Good luck. Good luck. Have fun with that, guys.
And
Dismissed.
at this time, yeah. Again, and any parents that want to leave, you know, unless you want to stay for the formal part of the board meeting, you're more than welcome. We're taking the opportunity for anybody to go out with their kids to go back home. I know you got things to do, supper to eat, whatever else. So, but we thank you for coming and congratulations to all the students for Student of the Month.
You're welcome.
I know most of them left already. There were a few.
Wonderful.
That's pretty cool.
Diehards now.
I didn't pay attention. When is I saw it in there, but when?
It's February the 26th.
Next weekend? Next week? That's free.
I got to mark on my calendar somewhere.
Next Wednesday then.
Okay.
24th.
Oh, 24.
Be a Friday.
Yeah, the state term is 24th, 25th. So they leave on the 23rd, right? Thursday night. The Thursday night. You go down Thursday night, I think, late in the afternoon.
Yeah, we'll
It-
send you the exact details.
yeah, I seen the schedule. They go on
Yes.
Thursday night, I think, on the 23rd. They get there, spend the night, to get up the next day. They go practice when they get there, and they
I
do
think
some
their
more stuff. So
competition's actually
it's on the
Saturday
agenda.
morning,
Yeah,
early
yeah.
that morning, like
All day
7:30.
event.
yeah.
7:30 to noon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. And before we go to our next agenda, is this our, we're going to,
Yes.
Huh?
From Lime-
Linebarger.
yeah. So we want to go ahead and do him now? Okay, we can go ahead and move him up so he can go ahead and go
No,
before
we-
we go.
yeah,
in.
we-
So if you want to go ahead, we're going to go up to item, the tax collections, item C. No, it's not that. It's over there for the consent agenda. Let's see.
Under action.
Action agenda.
It's way down.
Is item C,
VC?
B and C, 7C, B and C.
7B and C.
So we just kind of moved the consent agenda up to there so we can get you out of here earlier so you can go home. So thanks for coming. Again, the items are to consider and approve the offer to purchase state property, item 7B on the consent agenda. Our action agenda is to consider and approve the offer to purchase tax property sale submitted by Cooper Godlich LLC, suit number S111088, Texas, account number 71325, lot 14, town of Aransas Pass, AKA Lot 14, Block 748, City of Aransas Pass, San Patricio County. Again, an offer has been made for $6,300 for that property for tax sale. Again, you got anything else to add to that, sir?
First of all, thank you, board, for having me here. Thank you, Superintendent. Stephen Salcedo, I'm an attorney with Linebarger Attorneys at Law. What you have before you is the offer to purchase tax resale property. This is something that's already been to the courthouse steps one time. Nobody bought it. Therefore, the county takes ownership as trustee. And you should have what's marked in your information packets as analysis of bid received for tax sale property. I will make one note on that. When it under the current value, it's rather high. This property, that's because there's an old mobile home on this property. That mobile home needs to be torn down and removed. I believe it's the intention of the person who's making the bid to do that, and the city is aware of that, and the city has already approved it. So the value is probably closer to the land value alone, which is only $21,000.
Okay, anybody got any comments or questions on that? Let's see. Okay. Find the right page here. Flip around too many pages here. Okay. Again, nobody has any comments or questions on it? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the bid from Cooper Gollich LLC for an amount of $6,300 for the purchase of tax sale property?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Hill, seconded by Mr. Director. Anybody, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, he's got it. Next is item 7C, which is to consider an approved purchase of a tax sale property submitted by Cooper Gollich LLC, suit number S13-1040, Texas, count number 35876, lots 19 and 20, town of Aransas Pass, AK lots 19, 20, block 321, city of Aransas Pass, San Patricio County. Again, anything to add to that?
Just for the board's information.
$1,500.
Yes, sir. But just for the board's information, this is property only, and it is landlocked. It's behind some other properties. The bidder is aware of it.
It's located on closest North Sanders, 302 North Sanders, so.
And I believe there's pictures in the information packet we provided.
Anybody get questions or comments on that? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the offer made by Cooper Gollich LLC for the sale amount of $1,500 for the tax sale property?
So moved.
Motion made by Ms. Diasta, second by Ms. Hill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, he's got it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks.
Okay, now we go back to regular items, back to,
You have Chase, back to A, action item A. Chase is
he's
waiting.
not- oh, so he's gonna do
He's
it
zooming
Zoom,
in.
right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought,
In high tech
I
here.
missed that part, so. I thought waiting on him to show up. Okay, item F on your agenda is consider and approve budget, oh, that's the wrong one. Never mind.
Back up to A.
70. 70.
Get the right agenda here.
Casualty insurance.
Item 7A, which is consider and approve property casualty insurance from Chase Carlaw's Insurance. Again, Chase was here a week ago or so and gave us a presentation on that and presented all the information to us.
At our workshop.
At our workshop we had on the insurance. And we posed any questions so it's the same package we had at that time. So, I think he's here to answer any questions if we can bring him up real fast.
Hi, Chase, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am, I sure can.
Okay. Chase, you have any more? We just opened up for the consider and approve the property and casualty insurance that you guys submitted to us. Do you have anything to add? We had that workshop you had with us last week in that, and you presented all the information to us. So we're here to hear anything else you want to give us before we look at it and make a motion?
No, sir. I mean, everything's pretty status quo of what we discussed, last week. One of the things we did discuss last week was the flood insurance and the deductibles that would be applied to the program this year. So just as a refresher, the deductible would be $100,000 per occurrence plus the maximum of the National Flood Insurance Program that we could purchase. So we did include in what you guys are looking at today, the option to purchase those policies that would be applicable to that deductible structure. And I believe, I guess Cheryl did provide that to you all this evening to consider that as well. So other than that, everything's pretty much status quo from what we discussed last week.
Did you put that in there? It's this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to,
It's this one.
We did have one other item.
my deal keeps flipping on me, so.
Ms. Butler.
Ms. Butler, you got a question?
We did have one other question, and it was under the terms and condition on page 6, item 7, regarding losses resulting from water damage are excluded at the following location, and it lists our Blunt Middle School. And so there was some discussion as to whether or not that was still the case because of maybe some roof repairs that had occurred or transpired.
You initially
Correct.
felt
We
it was
did
old.
review that this week, and the discrepancy there was in the address. We had a different address, what the new address is. So we did provide them the documentation for those new roof repairs that we didn't have, and that is not applicable to the proposal anymore.
Okay, so just so we're clear, so from the proposal on page 6, number 7, that exclusion is being deleted? Is that the correct interpretation?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry, but the issue with the higher deductible for the Blunt school, it has been resolved due to the new address and the roof repairs that were implemented.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
So including the $100,000 per occurrence for flood incidents, how does that impact the original quote that we received?
So if you look at the insurance premium summary,
Okay.
there's a line item, FIP flood insurance. And the additional cost, if we purchase the flood insurance policy on every bill that are applicable to those zones, the cost for that would be $48,837.
I'm sorry, you broke up just a little bit. Could you repeat the amount, please?
It's on the insurance premium summary. It's listed on the line item that says NFIP flood, and the amount of $48,837. And that's if the district elected to buy a policy on all those buildings that were quoted. But, as we discussed last week, often we see the district pick and choose what they do want to buy based on their knowledge of the area and the community. Sometimes districts say, hey, we know we have flooding issues in certain areas of the town. So yes, we want to buy those, but we're not concerned about maybe A, B, and C areas because we know they're higher up and they don't flood.
Was that a separate document than what we received in the workshop?
Yes, ma'am. That was added this past week. Last week we discussed, if you recall, we did not have those flood quotes available to discuss. We did add it into the premium summary for this discussion this evening.
Okay. I'm going to apologize that when I got this, I had an emergency. I did not see this. You do not have what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
And I apologize.
Can I share my screen? I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this on my phone. I can share my screen maybe and show you what I'm referencing.
I apologize.
Here.
If you hold on just a moment, I think Blaze is going to try to assist you. Okay.
Yeah, it might be small, but
Ooh.
Let me see this.
My eyes aren't
He's
that good.
putting it in this spreadsheet.
That's what we got right here, isn't it? Isn't that the
So,
same thing?
it appears that he has
Doesn't have that.
updated or revised the summary, which is the third document in our packet. And,
Included the 48,837 as another line, which you add to that total, and it gives your new amounts.
to the total premium.
So like option 2, you would add the 48,837, and the annual premium now is 1.381150. For the option 3, it's 1.195218.
Which is right where we're needing to be. Is that for all of the areas? So we could water that down if we felt like it wasn't,
Chase, is that, what areas is this?
Yeah.
48,000?
So again, this is kind of a, can y'all see my screen that I'm sharing?
yeah, but we
We
can
can
read
see
it.
it, but we can't, the font is too small for us to,
Yeah, so basically, the buildings that we quoted for flood insurance are our main, or what I would call our main facilities. So our high school, our weight room, our field house, et cetera. We don't buy flood insurance on press boxes or scoreboards or ticket booths, et cetera. So that is where we're coming up with the premiums here. And I apologize, the spreadsheet's so small on my phone. But it's it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. About 17 buildings that the district has.
It's in the renewal presentation.
okay?
There's a slide.
What is in the slide? Hold on, she said it's in the slide, so it may be there.
In the first one, the first of the 3 bullet,
It's called renewal presentation,
Okay,
and there's a slide that says coverage and deductible options.
okay.
It's on slide 6.
6, okay.
Got it.
Oh, there it is. That NFIP flood? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so that flood coverage premium is the same regardless of which option
We
the
get.
board selects. Okay,
Correct.
And we budgeted for 1.2 million, right? Correct? So we're still looking at option 3 with approving,
If it- we can
stay
have
within
budget.
budget.
That's in our budget. We can go whichever one everybody disagrees on with the different coverages, so,
We have to vote to do.
yeah.
so just so that we're clear, to recap, if we were to renew to maintain our existing coverage, existing deductible, we're looking at over $500,000 increase in the premium, right? That 565,
Correct.
474, okay. If we maintain the same level of coverage, but accept a higher deductible, that lowers our premium, that we still need to make up about $185,000. And then option 3 is within budget, but our coverage drops from 35,000 to 25,000, and the deductible is 5% instead of 3% on named storms. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, and I think it's
Million, right?
$25 million loss limit. We would be scrimping on the amount of coverage that we're purchasing, knowing, again, when we look at what we call the industry standard of 25 to 40% of our value, which is 105 million. We're gonna be on the lower end of that scale. We also know that our claim was upwards of $18 million, and our values were closer to $8 million at that time. So if we assume now we have 105 million with that same type of event, we could be upwards of 25 to 30 million dollar loss in that same type of Harvey event.
So it's in the ballpark then. If we do a comparison to what we experienced in Harvey, and I believe during the workshop, you told us that Harvey touched every building in the district, so, okay. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? Is he driving?
I don't know. I don't even know if he can hear us.
Why don't you go ahead and mute him for a minute, okay? Chase, we're gonna mute you for a minute because you're getting some background noise on your speaker there. Okay, anybody got any more questions or comments on that? Okay. So we need a motion to approve the casualty insurance renewal option. And you put the option you want to make a motion for. You know,
That we vote to
Option three?
accept option 3.
so do I have a motion to approve the property and casualty insurance renewal option 3?
So moved.
Motion made by Ms. Diostas. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion, please.
Oh, go ahead.
So on that option 3, we're still within budget, because we're talking about the new option 3 that includes the 48,000 for the flood, correct? Okay.
Yeah. That still puts us at, 1.14 or 882 or 8, something like that. And we
What's the total
budgeted
for the
what, for
record?
1.2, right?
I have $1.2 million in the budget.
So that's under our budget a little bit still.
Right, but for the motion, we're accepting a premium of, what will the total premium be now? Okay.
You see that, John?
Yeah. So motion's been made by Mrs. Diostas and second by Mr. Rector. Do you have any other discussions?
On our agenda, we have 2 other options further down on the agenda, don't we?
Yeah, option 1 and 2.
Motion on the table is to accept.
We're voting on,
Option 3.
we're voting on the option, if you want to go option 1, we could talk about option 1 if that's what you want to vote on. The others are higher price, and it's way above what we budgeted for. And if we approve that, then we're going to have to amend the fund balance, to take it out of fund balance to move it in to cover the expense for it. So, and we talked a little bit in our workshop about, keeping it as close as possible what we budgeted for, even because it's kind of a guessing game that what your insurance is going to be for anybody doing anything anymore, that we have to, make sure that we're, frugal with the money and stuff. I mean, that's what we budgeted for. And we could always get a higher, go for a higher deal, but again, it would take money out of our fund balance. So do we want to do that right now or wait for next year to try to see what happens? And, we got enough to cover us for any type of catastrophic event, but next year we can look at our budget and see if we can raise it up to higher, to cover more, so.
Okay, so we are considering right now option 3,
Yes.
but did staff recommend option 1 or 2?
We haven't recommended anything. That's been a
That's up to
discussion we've
us.
had. But you're the ones that make the decision. But if you're asking for a recommendation, if you're going to stay within what we budgeted and can afford, it's option 3.
Okay, I just wanted the clarification before we vote, because we have that on the agenda as well, to amend the budget for.
That's only if you go over the 1.2.
We have to prove,
That was
if
just there
we
as a
don't do
safety.
that, then we don't have, that'll do a mute point, we won't have to do that vote.
Okay.
It's only if we do option 1 or 2, we have to take it out of, budget amendment, because our budget doesn't have that in the budget right now. So we'd have to budget money to go into that to cover that. So, so the only way we'd vote on that next thing down the agenda is if we'd go option 1 or 2. Since we're voting option 3, which is in our budget, we don't have to do that. Is that correct, Ms.? Am I explaining that right? So,
That's correct.
if I'm not, you let me know, because I have been known to make mistakes before. So any other discussion? Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Do all in favor say aye? Aye. Anybody opposed? Ayes got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chase.
Thanks,
Yeah, I'm
Chase.
sorry I wasn't there this evening, but thank y'all for all the work on this.
Thank you.
Okay, now we go back to the regular agenda, which is the superintendent's report, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you'd like me to, I'll just roll right
All
through
right,
it.
we're moving all over. We're just jockeying all over the agenda there, but we'll get it done.
All right, well, first is the enrollment report. You have, ending, is from the date range was 1/9/2023 to 2/10/2023. Our district total, for that time span was 1713. Attendance rate is 93.9, no, I was getting talk, 93.35%. And the goal we have is 94%, so we're trying to get there. We still do have a lot of sickness going on, and so the teams are out there doing everything they can to encourage attendance. But I think this is just a sign of the times right now, and so we're trying to continue to push through it. Our enrollment has been up as high as 1725, I believe, and so it fluctuates a little here and there, but we're staying well above 1700, which we're very excited about. That's a very, very good sign for us in many ways. So if you don't have any questions, I'll just keep on moving. Any questions?
No, I just, I know attendance, it seems like it's going up a little bit than the last time we
is.
had this last month.
It
So
is.
we are, I think we're hopefully over that sickness, because we had a big spell there. I mean, there was a lot of people sick. It was some,
Spring
with
will,
RSV and the other things in the flu and everything else going on. It was just a lot of kids out sick, so hopefully we've weathered that and we're on the mend, so we have our enrollment go back up again, so.
okay, the next report was the student outcomes report. This is a standing agenda item to bring different academic pieces to you as we keep that as a part of our focus. So we have our STAR EOC December 2022 results, and Ms. Dominguez is here tonight to share with us this information. Thank you, Ms. Dominguez.
Each year, we do our December retest for EOC. And what you're looking at is a comparison of last year to this year. What you will notice, I think that's really a big notice here, is that we have a big drop in the number of retesters. So that is wonderful, wonderful news. So with that, since we have less retesters, you might see a smaller percentage making that approaches, but that's expected because you don't have as many testing. But you see the percentages of approaches, meets, and masters, a comparison for all of our subjects: Algebra 1, Biology, English 1, English 2, U.S. History. And then you also see the number of seniors who need to pass STAR. We put that on there just because we know that those seniors have to pass that to graduate, or else do the project in order to graduate. So you can see that comparison also. Some of our tests, we have no seniors left that need to pass, so that's great. So we're being very successful with our program there at the high school, getting our kids where they need to be, getting them ready to graduate, and successful in life afterwards. Any questions?
Just quickly, so it's good to hear there's fewer that need to retest, but what do they have to do in preparation to retest in order to graduate if they don't do the project?
There's different things that they do. One of the options is a remediation class. So some of the students take an actual class. They're put into that where they get help from a teacher in order to help them prepare for that test. And sometimes they do some other types of tutorials as well.
Okay, thank you.
Right. You're welcome.
Ma'am.
And just for information wise, it looks like we had 25 last year and only 8 this year that still need to be passed. So that's a big jump. Yeah, it looks like our English 2 is still our biggest hiccup, right? So, any other questions or comments on that? Thank you, Mr. Minkus. Okay, calendar of upcoming events.
And you have the calendar with some of the things that are coming up. I was trying to look up the time on the NJROTC state competition, but we'll send that out to you. I couldn't find that. I did want to, I don't think this is on here because we just found this out today. Our girls did advance. They won last night, our girls basketball team, and so they have advanced to the next level. They will be playing this Thursday evening at 6 p.m. in Robstown. So go ahead and let you put that on your calendar, so hopefully you can be there to support our girls. But these are just a few of the things coming up. Of course, spring gets very, very busy, so we'll try to keep you updated, send out text messages and so forth, and try to hopefully you can attend as much as possible, but it's about to get really busy.
Just a comment, I heard some compliments on the Valentine's banquet
Banquet,
for
yes.
families.
Yes.
So, well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I attended that. It was pretty good. Yeah, I had a good time. There's a lot of people showed up to it.
That's
Charlie
good
Marshall.
food, too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it.
Charlie Marshall had a new spelling bee champion,
Yes.
which was a very intense spelling bee for those of you who couldn't attend. And we are very proud of that student. And thank you so much, Ms. Picarossi, for inviting us to that. It was very nice.
That was intense.
It was very intense.
Okay, next thing is financial reports. Ms. Stansberry, got accounts payable, budget status, investment, tax collection, FEMA projects, and ESSER expenditure reports. Anything to add to any of those reports, Ms. Stansberry? Does anybody have any questions on any in accounts payable? The budget status, investment, tax collection, or FEMA projects? Or the ESSER expenditures?
on ESSER, the report is very detailed. I was just wondering, what is the current balance of those ESSER 3 funds? It gives us a breakdown by month, but I was just wondering what either the total expended thus far or what the balance is.
Well, this is giving you a detailed report on the expenditures. Let's see, did we put I have Ms. Chris Johnson puts this together for me. Let's see. I know that
I have to do the plus.
Yeah.
I will have to,
They're so small, it's hard to see everything.
Yeah.
yeah, we will have to look up to make sure that I'm giving you the right number. Because what she's doing is showing you the drawdown for each area. And when I want to make sure I say this exactly right. She was unable to be here tonight. She had another. So at the bottom, the bottom column totals are for each drawdown to TEA. It's a controlled number. It makes us sure that we're matching up with TEA for our reimbursements. So she's got this all divided out. So we'll have to look on another page to give you, and if that's something, we can add that to give you the exact amount for each month that's still not expended. I will tell you, we're
It's getting low.
yes,
Right.
it will all be spent this year.
Okay.
So we'll add that as a total for the next time to make it very clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Amount left.
Any other questions on them? Next is our consent agenda. Consider and approve minutes for January 23rd regular meeting. Does anybody have any comments or questions on the consent agenda, board minutes? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Diosas. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Director. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? You got it. Next, we go away to item 7D, correct? I think I'm right, because we skipped over, so. Which is consider and approve TASB initiated policy update 120 affecting local policies, CKC, local safety program, risk management, emergency plan, CRD, local insurance and annuities payment, management, health and life insurance, FNG, local student rights and responsibilities and student and parent complaints and grievances, and FO, local student discipline. Does anybody have any questions or any comments on any one of those? They're just updates to them, changes.
Yeah, a lot of this is cleaning up language.
Yeah.
What's going to happen out of this legislative session, after it's over, we'll see a lot of changes. And so we'll need to really pay attention to that. But this is more of cleaning up at this time. I didn't see anything that jumped out at me that's like a huge change of something we need to do differently. But those types of things are coming.
Yeah, question, Ms. Butler?
Yes, I was just wondering on local FNG. That is, it gives a real good explanation in detailing the process, the steps, the levels. And so I was just wondering if, and I understand from our IT presentation that our IT department was working with our website provider to be able to make some improvements. And I'm just wondering if it is possible to have, when parents or individuals go to our website and in the search bar, if they put complaint or grievance, if this can populate, because this breaks it down very nicely and it tells them if they're wanting more information or if they're wanting to file. There's some very key important parts to the process here, deadlines, if they're wanting to use the informal process, the formal process. So I think that would be very helpful.
Okay, that will definitely be a Jason question. So I've written that down and we will look into that and we'll report back to you to see. So help me remember that, Blaze. Because that is not my world of knowing how to populate in a website, but we will definitely look at it if it's possible. We'll try to make it happen.
Yeah, a lot of times these changes are just language in the documents. They're just changing a lot of language and stuff. There's not a lot of change to the meat of the data from year to year. And if you read them pretty careful, there's not, every once in a while there's a big major change and stuff, a big shift. But most of the time it's just cleaning up some words here and there to make it the interpretation a little bit clearer to people. So
it's just so that when parents or even a student types in complaint or grievance,
this could
the results.
It's a lot of content that's
Yes.
valuable to the general public.
So they can go
instead
straight
of
there.
a deep dive.
Oh yeah,
I
because
agree.
it's
a-
difficult if they don't know how to maneuver policy online. All of that's there, but if you don't know what to look for, what words, we could see.
Which
if we
policy
can-
is it? FNG,
Yeah,
you know,
yes,
that's not very
yes.
a common reference point for the general public.
Exactly.
So-
No, that'd be a great thing if it's
Good thing to
possible.
do,
So we'll
yeah.
see. That's a good idea.
okay, any questions or comments on it? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the TASB initiated policy update 120 affecting local policies CKC, CRD, FNG, and FO?
So move.
Moved made by Ms. Butler, seconded by Ms. Diosas. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, moving on. Next is consider and approve the declaration of auction surplus as worthless salvage. Ms. Cook?
You have a notice memo in your board packet wishing to begin an auction that would start on February 20th and end on March 1st. You also have listed all of the items that will be included. It is a lot of, when you look at the list, you'll see it's a lot of the older chairs and desks, some of the things like when we got the new furniture here at Charlie Marshall, some of the older desks that are just, we're not wishing to use. We salvaged out all that we wish to use. Just some older things that have been around that we're just trying to clean up and clean out. You know how it kind of is when you move, you start finding things like, why do we still have this? And then there's some things from the Key Burger cafeteria that needed to be. We need to get rid of those things, and then some things from our transportation department. So you see that entire list in your board packet, and so we want to do an online auction and see if we can clean out, and we won't make a whole lot off of it.
Where does that fund go to? Where does that money go to? Back into
Where does the
miscellaneous? Okay. Yeah, just curious. Y'all do this every year or a couple of times.
Well, once we see that we have enough to warrant doing it,
Okay.
you don't want to do it if you don't have very much. So
It's been a while since, I think it's been over a year since we,
yeah. Yes.
yeah, with moving around with new facilities and stuff, you got new stuff now, so all the old stuff's pretty well gone, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a motion declaring the unsold auction items as worthless salvage?
So move.
Motion made by Ms. Hill. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second by Ms. Butler. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye, you got it. The next amendment, let's see, I got something to read here. So, based upon the board's action on agenda item 7A, there's no objection. The board will take action on agenda 7F as a budget amendment that is not required to the next item on our agenda, since we already approved option 3, which is in our budget, so we don't have to move money over. So. Next is consider and approve the budget amendment for APISD Education Foundation grants. Ms. Cook or Ms. Stansberry?
Last month, I believe it was last month, you accepted the grant, but we needed you to also do an approval for the budget amendment so that we can take that funding and put it in, and then begin the expenditures so they can all get the things they're very excited about. So that was just another. Anything else you needed to?
No, it's just a formality.
And that's what we have up here. That's part of the grant,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, yeah.
So your action item is, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Question?
Yes, go ahead.
So just for the record, for the budget amendment, what is the amount that we're amending?
The 3 grants, I guess, a total.
Well, each campus got different grants, and we're putting the money on each campus. Well, it disappeared. Hold on.
Because it shows Fund 199-23.
199.
So at the top of that document, it says Fund 199-23.
Oh. No, she's asking the fund number 19923 is the.
So that's where the amendment is occurring, is in that fund? And then you have the respective accounts for the
The fund
grants.
is 199 year 23,
Okay.
23, that's all.
Okay.
And we're putting it into the general fund, into specific line items at each campus.
And again, one for public information.
Yes,
One of the grants was for $9,722, one for $5,886.24, and one for $8,211.
for the total of $23,819.24. That's the amount of the total grant.
Okay.
Is that, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's what I was, okay, so I wasn't sure, because then there's another amount above that 23,000, 5,498 and 94 cents. What is that?
That's what's currently in the budget. I mean, in what we've budgeted, when we've received other gifts, I always amend that line item, so it's budgeted, so it doesn't get out of alignment.
Okay, so it's kind of like the beginning balance for this.
And
And
you
we're
said
gonna
that
add
20 yeah, you had
through the
23 going
budget
to it, so,
amendment,
yeah.
23,819.24. And then that will be distributed to the campuses who were awarded
Yes.
the grant. Okay, all right.
Okay, any questions, comments? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the budget amendment for APISD Education Foundation grants? Motion made by Mr. Johnson, second by Mr. Director. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes got it. Next is consider and approve rescheduling the March 23rd, the March 2023 regular board meeting to March 27th, 2023. And that's due to spring break
Yes.
coming right afterwards, so it gives them an opportunity to prepare to come back after spring break, and that's something we do every year.
Yes.
I don't know why we can't amend the calendar ahead of time to do that. So,
Yeah, maybe we should just start building it in.
into the calendar when we vote on
I
the
guess
calendar instead of, because it's something we come back every year and have to move over.
I guess
Because
the calendar really doesn't have the board dates in it, so I don't, yeah, that just policy is how we have to do this.
okay, well,
Be
yeah,
nice
so we
if
have to bring it back anyhow. So yeah, I'm just looking for something we just don't
Yeah.
have to do every
Yeah.
year. We have to
Yeah.
change it. So, but if it's not possible, it's not possible. So we just move on.
Oh, would it be possible if we knew the dates to just do one amendment with all of them at the beginning of the
We
school
could.
year?
We could,
That's a good idea.
That
we
might
can start doing
Instead
that.
of
Just
as
do one.
it's approaching.
New
just-
Year's
we
and
know
the
just go
January
ahead and do one big shot of them together.
Yeah.
Just one
We
amendment
sure
at
can.
the beginning.
Okay.
we have to approve it.
Yep. Do I have a motion to reschedule the March regular board meeting to March 27th, 2023 at
So
7
moved.
p.m.? Motion made by who? Ms. Butler. Second by, you have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Hill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Topics for future meetings. Anybody have any topics they wanted to bring up for future meetings? Nothing? I know last time I asked, as far as our board evaluation, there was I don't know if you've had an opportunity, how many people have, we don't have a date?
We don't have a consensus among the board members to schedule that. I've received,
How many evaluations have you already received back?
oh, I haven't received responses back on the date to schedule that. From the board members, we don't have date, we haven't have a
That
consensus
correspond.
amongst
She
all of
needs a
you
date.
of a date to hold it. Because in order to have the evaluation team of 8.
Yeah, well, I was talking about, because I asked everybody to go online, there's an online deal we put out for the board evaluation, there's a number of questions. It takes about 5 minutes to do, and that, has everybody done that already? Okay, so I just wonder, that
so
we
that-
probably, yeah, I mean, has everybody here completed all those? I mean, all of us present, have you done it, Ms. Johnson?
I started it. I honestly can't remember if I
Okay.
finished it. If it was that
Yeah.
short, I
You
should have
did it.
finished
Yeah,
it.
because once you finish it, it goes
Everybody's
right to
done it, but
TASB, and they
one
collect it
person.
all, and they should
Because
give
I
us an
did mine.
analysis of it from.
Started and I picked dates, but
Yeah.
I think I might have got interrupted. I'll go back.
And I think it's important for us because it gives us an overall evaluation. We've never done a board evaluation since I've been on the board. And it's nice to, and we evaluate our teachers, we evaluate our staff, we evaluate our superintendent, but we never evaluate ourselves. And to me, it's important that we start doing that because, we're accountable. We're probably more accountable than our employees are because, our people trust us and vote us into office to do stuff. And we need to evaluate how we're doing that and if we're effective in doing it or not. If not, what we need to change to become more effective as a board, a team of 8, so move forward. So,
Question.
and it's just a first step to do it. So hopefully, I don't know if you get, find from TASB if all, who still we need to do that, and maybe we'll put a bug in there and get it done. So, because again, TASB's supposed to take that what we give them, and it's supposed to do some analysis somehow, and they come back with a written report, right, Blaze, to us. So we'll have an analysis of what their findings were, and they could actually come and talk to us about if we want some one-on-one training with that to help us out for any problems they may discover. So.
If we don't have consensus on the date, will that go back out to us again?
Yes.
Okay.
There was like 6 different options, though, right?
Yeah.
You had to scroll. Initially, there's only like 3, and then you had to scroll to get the other 2 or 3, I think. Because
Okay.
initially, I didn't see them, all of them at once. It's a little squirty, but,
That's the only thing. I just don't want that to fall in the wayside because it's something I think, me personally, I think it's important that we do. Again, next is the convening executive session as authorized by Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code 551, .001 concerning any and all purposes permitted by the Act, Section 551.074, discussion of personnel, resignations, and personal management. The time is now 8:05. I close this session of the open session and we convene an executive session. The time is now 9:49 p.m. and reconvene an open session to act on any item requiring action from closed session. Do I have a motion to approve the resignation as discussed in executive session?
So moved.
Motion made by Ms. Butler. Do I hear a second? Second by Mr. Rector. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody approve? Disapprove? Okay, the ayes got it. Okay, the time is now 9:50, and with no other business before this board, I adjourn.